Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the 5-Star Talk podcast with JayBee
Hey.
and Millie. And today JB's come up with a topic that's quite close to things that he's been considering recently, and that is with the upcoming E3, what could we see? And one thing that he really wants to look at is any new potentials for augmented reality. So he loved the concept of Mario Kart Home Circuit, thinking it was going to be the game of the future and was literally going to pioneer the gaming world for our children. So other possibilities that you've been considering. So JayBee, do you want to kind of explain, I guess, to people like me who's maybe a bit less up to date with technology, the concept of augmented reality and what you would like to see?
So my feeling is that when Mario Kart Home Circuit came out, it was so kind of new, it was revolutionary. Nintendo hadn't dabbled in augmented reality since the era of the 3DS, so I think I got the 3DS early on, and with those packets, you could have these cards, and they would contain mini games. So if you panned the camera over the card, say a dragon would fly out, and besides that, that was literally all you heard from Nintendo in terms of augmented reality. But I think that they're going to try and really push for it. So they gave us Mario Kart Home Circuit, and I can see them maybe wanting to do a maybe half a yearly type release for it. And I think this one is going to be more in the realm of something like Pokemon Snap, because it needs to ease people in. Now, we were watching a video from a member of the Sidemen, Mini Minter, playing Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, and they didn't hate it. They were very much in the same boat as us. They were like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome!" But there's some issues. So they highlighted problems surrounding connectivity, and at the end, they said one of the most accurate things in the world. Like, "This is fantastic, good job, Nintendo, but I'm probably never gonna play it again." And obviously, people like him, and I guess crazy people like us, we can kind of just like as content creators just think, okay, I'm gonna make these videos and then leave it alone. But I'm like, do you reckon a lot of people that did pay full price for Home Circuit, do you think they're still playing it now? Because I don't reckon so.
I don't think so. I think once you've done a course in every room in your house, you run out of concept. I'd be very surprised if there were people that religiously played this as they would Mario Kart, say sitting down together on a Friday, or like people streaming, or we'll do a Mario Kart stream. I don't think that Home Circuit has any replayability at all. It's just a case of, this is what a course would look like in this room, this is what a course would look like in this room, let's try joining the two together. The connection doesn't work, okay, that's it.
Yeah. And my feeling with that is that I reckon a lot of people didn't even complete everything that there was on Home Circuit Live.
We certainly didn't.
Not at all. Like, we didn't get half the outfits or anything. A lot of it is because we really don't have our own space at the moment. But again, the point stands where... if you have, please do let us know.
I was going to say, I think even if we moved out and had our own space, we still wouldn't play it.
And I think that that's not what Nintendo wants. If that was the attitude to Home Circuit, where it was just like a fad for a week or 2 weeks, where it was really popular and people were interested in it, they would not be confident selling anything else. So I think they need a heavy hitter or something that's surefire. And what better way than something Pokemon? Because we, as an audience, have already proven that we go nuts for Pokemon in real life. People really like the more real aesthetic of Detective Pikachu. When Pokemon Go first came out, that, exploded in popularity. You have people playing Pokemon Go that hadn't ever collected any of the cards, that hadn't watched a movie, that hadn't even played a Pokemon game, or at least not for a long time. Now, the issue obviously is Pokemon Go was able to be popular because it's it was on your phone. A lot of people have smartphones. You could download it for free, and there's some in-app purchases. As obviously,
I guess it's also the time of year. It was released just before the summer, I think, and if I remember correctly, it was like one of the warmest summers the UK had had in such a long time that everyone wanted to be out anyway, and just having Pokemon Go there just kind of boosted that.
maybe, and obviously I would argue, and obviously, like, you can maybe pick me up on here. This is maybe from a UK perspective that's just starting to come out of lockdown. There's a lot of travel restrictions that have been lifted. Loads of people. I think the government have released statistics saying, a good 80+% of adults in the UK have had at least their first vaccine. So it's like, if they manage to make a bit of hardware cheap enough. Oh, see, this is weird because I don't want to sound deluded and think that people are just going to be walking about with like, a remote control version of the pod from what do they call the pod in Pokemon Snap? There's like they've got a nifty name for it, but this pod, like just driving around the high street in one. But at the same time, it's like this is the perfect time for another resurgence of Pokemon Go when not only are people in Pokemon Mania still with the Pokemon cards, but obviously people are going to be as excited as ever to be able to go out more and be free.
So I guess the concept then that you're kind of getting at there, if I'm correct in saying so, is it's almost like Pokemon Go in that you can check a map and see where the nearest Pokemon would be, and then when you reach that destination, I guess you kind of hold your phone up and it's almost like you can see the Pokemon within the landscape in front of you. Does that sound...
Essentially, I'm just thinking about the obvious similarities between Pokemon Snap and Home Circuit, whereas in Home Circuit you make a course, it's going from A to B with a goal in mind, so that's defeating the Koopalings, but in the world. But another thing exactly like that is how in Pokemon Snap you go from this set starting point to a set end point with the goal of photographing Pokemon. So if we could in our home set up like little like jungle barriers, and you can change the overlay.
Yeah.
We could literally set up a course in our in the confines of your own home to look around a remote control version of the pod and take photos of Pokemon that are in your living room or in the basement.
I guess I was thinking larger scale. Almost how people can set a map for where they want to run to.
Yeah.
You could almost have an app on your phone to promote fitness and kind of stuff. Like, okay, this is how far I'm going to run or walk today. You set your route, and then it's almost like hotspots where you can find Pokemon, kind of like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I think that would be more the way to go, but then I'm kind of like, would that interfere? So it's not really a console game, but it also isn't really a mobile game. It just kind of they'd go too far into the mobile market. I think
it's almost like a Fitbit as opposed to an actual game.
What I could see happening though is maybe you could catch some Pokemon more versus having to take photos of them.
Okay.
And one of the main things that I remember as a child was getting Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And do you remember a while ago I found that little Pokeball thing that you can strap to your pants?
Yeah.
The Pokewalker. I think it would be cool if this new, Pokemon, live Snap Circuit or whatever they decide to call it, or just Pokemon Augmented Reality. Or they could honestly just call it Pokemon World, to be honest. That would be cool. This could have connectivity with Pokemon Go, so if you transfer one of the Pokemon that you've caught from this augmented reality game to be walked in Pokemon Go, that could help you level up. It could, you could battle with that Pokemon in Pokemon Go.
I'm thinking cross between Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Go. I think you've been hinting at something like this, but I'm not too sure. You know how in Pokemon Snap you get all the different maps, like the jungle, the volcano, the water levels? Almost, you could go on, you could do your kind of walking and stuff to collect the Pokemon, and they appear in a map of your choice when you get back to your console.
Ooh.
So, like how Pokemon Home you can transfer stuff over? You walk around with your phone to collect them, you can then transfer them into the game, choose your map, and whatever Pokemon you've collected that day, that week, will appear within the format of your choice, be it the forest, be it the desert, and it is almost just like... Because even within the desert, there's a space for water, there's a little grass area too, so you could incorporate them into pretty much any one of those backdrops.
And I think a lot of the connectivity problems would be gone, Because unlike Mario Kart, where it's based on drifting, shooting things at your opponents, I see this being a lot more slowly paced. So for all, if you're in a big house, it's not going to be perfect necessarily. And obviously, to take the photos of the Pokemon, you're going to need a degree of accuracy. But it isn't like something high paced where the emphasis is going to be on, oh, if I have bad connection now, that's my entire game ruined. It's just a bit slower, and we've already seen with Home Circuit how cool they can make things. Like when sandstorms happen, you can feel that on your controls.
Yeah.
Something like that would be great, and it would also be a good excuse to launch some new products. So perhaps you can get bumper stickers on the side of your vehicle. You can customize it a bit. And you can find different bumper stickers by scanning an amiibo. So I think Animal Crossing amiibo cards are really cool. Imagine Pokemon amiibo cards. There's enough of them to warrant a few series. They could even do like a Series Kanto for amiibo cards, Series Unova for amiibo cards.
The one thing I'm thinking about amiibo cards for Pokemon is I think there's already such a big thing for Pokemon cards that to release an amiibo set as well might be too much.
I mean, yeah, I agree. There's going to be problems, especially with what's going on in America with Target and Walmart, but at the same time, they will sell, and at the end of the day, Nintendo would be kind of ridiculous not to want to make more money.
And how would it work? Would it be instead of like holo, non-holo, you got regular and shiny? Because obviously Pokemons have shiny variants.
I mean, I don't think that they should do anything like Shining Fates where you can get like a black Wooloo or anything like that, or a green Noibat. I just think that they should have it like the equivalent for NPCs is legendaries. So if you had like a
Zacian.
Yeah, so if you had a Unova series, then Reshiram and Zekrom would be the kind of set holographics that maybe you can't summon them into any game, but you can get like a little Reshiram plushie to go into your house area.
Okay.
And I think that that's a good way to go about things. Obviously, maybe the starters will need a bit more gravitas, but other than that, eventually, if you collect them all, you've literally got a physical Pokedex that you can refer back to. And I just love that. I mean, obviously, we're on a spending embargo at the moment, but just imagining like flicking through a folder where every single Pokemon in existence is there and it's all got in-game functionality. That's awesome. I just think that's really cool. And I don't know, chances of E3's big reveal being something in augmented reality, I think is somewhat, slim. I don't think it's going to be a surefire thing. But I just think that there's such a clear parallel between Mario Kart Home Circuit and Pokemon Snap that I just can't ignore it. If there is going to be another augmented reality game, I would hope it would be like that. But you got to think, it's not going to happen. At least not for the next 5, 10, maybe even 10 years, because new Pokemon Snap has just come out. So they're not going to do a ridiculous, extravagant version of it. But it wouldn't surprise me if they did try and market it as something like a Pokemon Go hybrid. Because they, again, there's parallels. Not only does Pokemon have a base game, but it also kind of saw a new life with Pokemon Go on the mobile. Same with Mario Kart. Obviously, we've not had a Mario Kart game for a while, but there's that. I've not played it. It's like Mario Kart Worlds Tournament. That's on the mobile. So I could see it being a possibility. But I think ultimately what we could expect, maybe at the end of something, is a new racer for Home Circuit. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'd be disappointed. I think Home Circuit's had its time and it wasn't good.
I think it was good. It was good. What do you mean it's not good?
I replayability, I guess I enjoyed experimenting with it at the time, but I guess we didn't really play it within the pragmatics of what it was created. We set up a course around the dining table. That worked. We set up one inside our bedroom. We set up one inside the kitchen. Neither of them worked because of, I think, connection issues. So we just played it around the table 2 or 3 times. Other than that, it was let's try it outside. When is this not to do it outside? Let's try like the sparklers for, was it Bonfire Night or something?
Yeah.
I don't think that I enjoyed the game too much within the pragmatics of what it was meant for. And I don't know how much, if at all, it would change if a new race car was introduced. We've already got 2 and I don't really play with either of them.
No, that is true.
It would very much, I think, be this is an unboxing, this is a showcase.
Yeah.
It's back in its box.
I don't know. There is a long way to go with augmented reality, but we'll see. In terms of other E3 reveals, we do have a separate podcast where we speculate in detail about that, so we're not really going to get too much into that. And there is something that there's one, obviously, special announcement that I'm going to hold off this week. Like, if it's still the case, you guys can see it on the channel, you know, there's something big that's going on, but I'm very excited about that, but I'm going to hold off on that for the time being, because I don't, you know. But I guess it's now about the time that we should go on to the questions.
Indeed.
So again, all these will be anonymous except for Jason's questions, because that's surrounding a very blatant topic in terms of Mario Maker. So we'll start with the non-Jason one. So, what has been your favourite thing to unbox on the channel? So, Millie, do you have... Because you're like the unboxer, really.
I guess it's going to have to be Vivid Voltage. I love to hate that series. I went through a stage where I loved it, hated it, and loved to hate it.
Yes.
Like, I think JayBee had to do quite a bit of editing with one of the videos because I just got angry. It just gets to a stage where there's so many repeats that it's just infuriating, but at the same time I still loved it. And
yeah, and the thing is with that is that it gets potentially disheartening. Like, a part of me gets so angry whenever we do those videos, because not only, you know, looking back at like how much things cost, like that booster box battle, like, you know, that was not cheap. That was at least a £300 video. And it's not me going, oh, well, you know, complaining like it only got 100+ views. Like, that's good. I like the fact that it got those views, and it's not a numbers thing, but it's just the fact that I know that the vast majority of the people that consume that particular content are just there for the code cards. And we get so many like entitled people in the comment section like, oh, and like there are some like genuine people that do miss out on these. So like, this isn't the case for everyone that like is upset about code cards, but they're like, oh my gosh, like, how dare you not show the code card for this amount of time, or oh, I missed out on this. And it's like, well, okay. But like, we're not, you know, at the time we're not even at 1,000 subscribers, so there's no chance of us making any return on this, unlike, say, a Logan Paul that could buy in £100,000 box of cards and end up making maybe £300,000 of merch sales, donations and all that from that video. So it's like, it's complete loss. So it's like, I don't know. I think it became very love-hate very quickly with Vivid Voltage, but there's still some good videos on that to go out.
There is.
And I enjoy it. Looking back, I can't think about what would be the best thing that I would have unboxed. Like, or that I would have seen you unbox. You know what? It might have to be the Build-A-Bears.
Oh, my Isabel.
I think that might be it. Like, I'm just scrolling. Are we counting Lego Mario as unboxing?
Yeah, why not?
Oh gosh, then maybe the big Bowser Castle, because that took like 4.5 hours, 5 hours.
I can't believe Scurvy made it to the end of that, where we'd got like cabin fever and gone insane.
Like, we literally ended, like, we started so professionally, like normal JayBee and Millie, and then it ended in pure delirium.
Yeah, it was a long build.
But yeah, I think that would be it. Now, another question we got is, what is your biggest fear?
Honestly, my fears are very generic. My biggest fear is snakes.
Snake?
That's the main thing I'm scared of. I'm scared of most animals, to be fair. I'm scared of snakes, spiders, mice. To some extent, I'm scared of dogs. I'm just a very scared person.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know why you're scared of snakes.
I don't know either. I just am.
But I guess.
What about you?
Oh, I'm. So you're not scared of anything, I don't think. Like, contrary to what you just said, I think I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of heights.
I guess if I use a collective umbrella in that I'm scared of animals,
Yeah.
it's one thing.
I reckon I'm just scared of being alone.
Oh, JayBee.
But yeah, that's it.
Going deep.
Now, I guess moving on to the Jason questions now. So, question 1. Congratulations on beating World 9 Castle. I did genuinely think that was a difficult gate to pass. What are your expectations for the expert levels? Some of them may have higher clear rates, but that does not mean that they are any less evil. However, of course, they are not as evil as my Troll Castle levels, as they were designed deliberately with evil in mind. I don't know. I feel that it's been very, up and down with the levels, and I think the expert levels, there's no reason why I'm thinking that Jason couldn't have just made a World 10 castle, World 11 castle. Like, these have purposely been named differently in a different series for some type of gravitas. So I think they're going to be good. I'm hoping it's not just going to be like mindless difficulty, like just things that you can't really understand. But I think that's more troll level territory. I think these will be good, so I'm excited. So question 2. When do you feel you'd be able? Oh my gosh! When do you feel you'd be hoping to be able to live stream, at least roughly? Now, I've looked into my Troll Castle levels, and I think a normal video will not suffice because that will need a system where we are playing it live, and I can give you hints should you need them. However, I will only give hints should you completely exhaust the options for each. What I mean is, unless I have misinterpreted what you have said in the past, are you looking at hopefully finding a place relatively soon this year or sometime next? I just do not want you to forget about the remaining levels on the list. So, I'm not doing the troll levels, Jason. No, honestly, no, I'm not feeling the troll levels for now, to be honest. So, I don't think there's an immediate rush to live stream. However, I do think we've spoken a lot behind the scenes about live streaming.
Yeah, I mean, am I okay to...
Yeah.
It's certainly, for me personally, my goal within the next week to have reset my Animal Crossing island and started streaming a replay. JayBee, I don't know if he needed a bit more persuading on that.
I don't know.
I mean, as of recording, we put a poll out today, like, should we start streaming? And it was nearly unanimous that we should.
I mean, the vast majority say yes, but what we see on Twitter is different to what we see on YouTube. Like, I've tweeted out, a video, and the tweets ended up getting more likes than the video itself. And I obviously appreciate people being supportive on Twitter, but it's like, unless those people are actively going to come to live streams, it's a bit pointless. Because obviously live streams peak when they're going out. Like, very few people will rewatch a live stream. And I just think about our premieres, and maximum, unless it's a Vivid Voltage and people want the codes, we have, 4 people there? And obviously then to take an hour out of a day on a video that's going to peak when it's live at 4 people, and this isn't me focusing on numbers, because obviously an hour long live stream is an hour that it isn't creating content, whereas if you think an hour, that's a Miitopia, that's a Pokemon Snap, that's an unboxing. So it's kind of like, is it worth it to live stream? And I don't know. I guess it must be, but it's...
I mean, I think too many people do it for it to not be worth it.
Yeah, but I think people do it when they get more of a viewership.
Do they? We know so many people who are bigger on Twitch and stuff than they are on YouTube. They built up a base by streaming.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking
JayBee needs convincing.
I'm just thinking about premieres, and they're kind of dead most of the time. But then again, we still do them, so it's like, if premieres are dead, then and we still do them, then even if live streams are dead, they're worth doing. So I don't know. I mean, we are gonna try and live stream relatively soon, I think.
Yeah, like I say, it's my goal within the week, but we need a lot of love on this video to make JayBee happy with the idea, I think.
I mean, that's not likely. So question 3. What do you, especially JayBee, think to the fact that a Troll Castle 3 now exists? Troll Castle 1 has a 1.72% clear rate. Troll Castle 2 has a 0.26% clear rate. Troll Castle 3, 109 plays so far and 0% clear rate.
Ouch.
And apparently the slogan for this is Troll Castle 3, the sequel, now with 90% more surprise fish. So, I don't know about the fish, to be honest. Like, again, I'm not too hot on the idea of the troll things, to be honest. I think it's going to be a while before I try them. And I don't know. I mean, they're going to be fun regardless, to be honest. Like, even if I start raging and stuff, if we get the time to do them, they're going to be an okay time. I don't doubt that.
I mean, I would like to know how Jason completes his own levels, because you have to test run them before you can upload them to make sure that they aren't just a troll. And I think even when JayBee's worked out what he's doing, the levels are still difficult enough.
Yeah, I mean,
so my opinion is just, I don't know how Jason does it.
My thing is, like, I don't know. They must, like, just have it locked down to a science so that they can just blitz through it and then upload it. Because I think you only need to play it once.
You do.
So, yeah, I guess that does it for this kind of installment of the 5-Star Talk podcast. Obviously, we have a lot of things coming up. Sorry that this is a bit late. Again, things are kind of shifted earlier this week because not only are we hopelessly, hilariously out of money, but we're kind of finished uni now, so we're looking into part-time work, employment, all of that. So
yeah, you'd think that we thought that was going to be more free time, more channel stuff, but honestly, I think there's just been a lot of stress that comes with it, and it's almost a bit off-putting. We need to kind of get into a routine, because we had such a good routine throughout the exams, throughout studying. We were managing to do all the uploads and stuff. And then the entire process has just been shaken up a bit. So, yeah, we need to kind of get some system back on track.
I mean, I could have uploaded a lot more today, but you were distracting me.
It was your idea to watch Buffy, not mine.
Yeah. Well, oh my gosh. That's a story for a different time.
Which, I guess, if you want that story, anything related to where that aspired from, check out the Smash or Pass podcast, where we are rewatching all the Scooby movies and doing reviews with our friend Smash.
Yeah, no one listening to this is going to check that out. Well, actually, some of them might. Pray, comment down below if you actually are, because I'm thinking that that's a completely different audience, but could be some
We
crossover.
like both. I'm sure there's other people out there that like Nintendo and Scooby.
Maybe episode 1 to 4. I see that, because those are like nostalgic ones.
Yeah.
Like heavy hitting nostalgia ones. So yeah, check that out. It's good. It is a good time. It's yeah. So, if you do want to hear that, along with variety Nintendo content, such as Super Mario Maker, of course, thank you, Jason, Pokemon, and so much more, then please like, comment, and subscribe.
JayBee and Millie.